things that we want to achieve as pain. They found Bill Gates sleeping under the desk. This man, in order to get what he wanted, he went through a lot of turmoil. So you accept, the lack of sleep, lack of proper food, lack of proper place. Sometimes you accept people are denouncing you and they're not accepting you. Those pains are, part of the territory. It just comes with it. I was right about to publish my book, approved by the Universal House of Justice. I could have done that, and thousands of Baha'is, they could have read it. But meantime, I was appointed by Abdul Baha as the Elder of God. So what would I have to do? Play politics and go underground and penetrate them and do it this and that? I thought not so. This society is a strong society. The Baha'i society just come up, especially Persians. So I immediately stopped the publication of the book. I told them that you have to know what I want to say now, and you may not want to publish my book or count me as one of your own. And when I told them what's going on, they of course didn't like it. Or they may like it, but they couldn't digest it yet. But the time comes. The time comes that every one of them, they understand it. So pain is, we fall into the pain, we'll have to have the power, the willpower to do it. When my back broke, maybe for 2 hours, my face was into the mud when I fall from the scaffold, and lumbar 5 completely broken, burst actually. And I cannot explain to you what kind of pain was it. It was pretty a strange pain. So this guy, they took me, to the hospital and whatnot. The doctor was very amazed by my endurance. So story short, they gave me oxycodone or oxycontin. I don't know what that medicine is, because the pain is enormous, of course. So a few months passed, and I thought that I'm taking too much of this medicine. What is this? Why am I, having pain other places? So the doctor told me that this is a narcotic. I said, a narcotic? He said, yes, it's a synthetic heroin. Now, we solved one problem, I have a new one, because there were new pains, not on my back, even in my ear. I said, well, I have to quit this, isn't it? They definitely recommended me that don't do it cold turkey. Just go slowly. But in about, I think, a month, I came down from 80 milligram to 40 to 20 and to 10 and to 5, and one day I cut it down. But sure the hell, I had 3 months of pain everywhere in my body. But I said no. No is no. In order to deal with it. So pain increases the willpower if you resist it, and we need it. If it's a natural pain, it's a victory, you come out of it. Talk about the victory. Some of the moods that a lot of us we feel also is the defeat. Sometimes we feel we're defeated. Like in my case, I brought all the ideas to the Baha'is. And instead of telling me, thank you, Mr. Timori, you brought something to our attention, good investigation, research and whatnot, they said, no, you're out. So this is not a defeat. It's not my defeat at all. Defeats is not measured by the result. It's by the act. If you're engaged in an act of truth, something that's right, regardless of the result or quick result, you are victorious. The day Nelson Mandela went into jail, that victory was signed that day. The document came 17 years after, but the deed that day was signed. So same as Baha'u'llah. But the person who starts something wrong, bad business, malicious things, on the very beginning this man is defeated. Because for the sake of extra desires and the greed and whatnot, he has taken some other path. That path ends up to defeat. The defeat may not come right away, but again, it is signed. Because you're not doing something right, the consequence will take you at later days. Same as the victory will come back later. That's why Baha'u'llah said, do not lament when you have pain, and don't be so joyful when you're so happy. None of them is stable. This world is not the world of stability for this kind of things. So if you feel defeated, fall in a mood of defeat because something went wrong, do not feel defeat. If you were innocent, if you were engaged in a good act, something ends. Sometimes you get fired from a job, sometimes you lose your wife, sometimes you lose your son, even you lose your health. You go right on there. That is not necessarily, as shocking as it is to you, that is not necessarily that you are defeated. It just starts a new chapter. Do not feel defeat at all. Baha'u'llah has a story in his most mysterious book, Seven Valleys. He says this lover was so much in love with this woman and is walking, suffering seriously, so much, from separations. And meantime, some policemen, they saw him, they said, who's this wandering man? And they chased him. And he saw a wall, jumped over the wall, and the back there was whatever, a garden, it just fall into it. Says, God, this is the angel of death chasing me. This is the last things I needed. But as soon as you jump over the wall on that side, he saw his beloved right behind the wall. So, if you're the man of God, man of the truth, man of the principles, not necessarily even a Baha'i, if you felt you're defeated, do not feel defeated if you've done wrong. You know yourself. Just wait for the result. Baha'u'llah tells you in that time, be patient. Look at the future. Things will change to your favor. This is a temporary situation. Well, these topics, there's really no end to continue and talk about them, and there are many, many moods that we can discuss and talk. But I'm just going to stop myself at these 2 sessions. I'm pretty sure I've given a good idea how to deal with these subjects and how to analyze the rest of it and how to deal with this kind of moods to get yourself out of it. And emotion, which I will be speaking later on anyways. And the source of it, which is sometimes physical, sometimes spiritual. They put you in the ditch. I showed you a few ways, techniques how to get out. I'm going to be speaking next time on the apparently positive moods, happy moods. Let's talk about those happy moods and see, is there any happiness in any type of moods? Personally, I don't believe moods are anything to do with happiness. It's just moments that comes and goes. So, till the next time that I will be talking my last half an hour on the happy mood, May God be with you. See you next time.